On the verify, rebuild, and cleanup company data, that's some utilities that you can perform in QuickBooks to kind of maintain your company file, and it's under File Utilities. And you've got this whole bit down here, verify, rebuild, and cleanup. I'll just talk about this a little. We're not going to go through this. Verifying data should happen every time you make a backup. It asks you if you want to do a full verification or a partial or none. Verifying just means that everything in your file is accurate, that there's no little, errors in it that it needs to fix. If it does need to fix it, it would rebuild the data, and that's, to me, it's kind of like defragging your hard drive. It kind of just puts it all back in order again, fixes anything that might be wrong. And cleanup company data is a little different. Cleaning up company data is if you have been working in your file for years and you want to get rid of some of the old stuff, the detail, it'll make your file smaller. So you can go through and do cleanup company data. It's going to put a journal entry in there by month for all of your accounts, for all of your items. So when you look back at your history, you're just going to see a journal entry for a total. You make a backup before you do that, so you can always get into your details. But it is a good idea to do it if your file is getting real slow. And then make sure that the backup that it makes, you put somewhere where you can find. Otherwise, you'll lose all that detail because you can never undo it.
Excuse me, can you set a date range for that cleanup?
Yes.
Cleanup up until like 2006, for example.
Yes. And on the following pages, it shows you screenshots of that procedure, and it also takes a long time to actually do it. So you're going to want to do it when you're not going to need your computer for a little while. So that kind of gives you the run through of how, the questions that it asks. And it asks you also if you want to remove list items. So if you have items in your customer list that you have transactions in now, but they're old, and that's in the date range that you're using now. You have the option to remove those customers then. Now you can only inactivate them. If they've got transactions, you can't delete them. So you can do this all at once. Also, sometimes when you make invoices, to be printed is selected, and you get a whole bunch of that in your print queue, and you don't want to print all that. You can clean that up at this time as well, and it'll take all that out of there. So it also lets you select criteria for removing transactions that you can select if you want to remove or not. It won't remove uncleared checks in your check reconciliation, so that stuff will all be there.